think there's two things that the pros, really three things that the pros prepared me for. One, I know what it takes to get there, and not just what it takes to get there, what it takes to stay there. And that's a huge part of being a professional athlete is, are you good enough to get there, and do you figure it out enough to stay there? So, yeah, I can go into a home and recruit a player and say, I think you're good enough, and here's how we're gonna get you there. You gotta put in the work, but we can get you there. So that's one thing. I certainly know what it takes to be successful at that level. The other thing is, day in and day out, the WNBA is Groundhog's Day in the summer. It is a grind. It is a around-the-clock scouting, preparing, and what that does is it prepares you because every game's a close game. There aren't, and look at the WNBA scores, there aren't any 40-point blowouts. There aren't any buy-in games. It is a grind day in and day out. You have to be on your game. You have to be prepared. You have to make in-game adjustments. You have to be great in late-game situations. And so those two things are huge. Then the third thing is just, it taught me to manage people. Okay? It taught me to manage people. It was whether that was on the college side or the pro side, the first player that said yes to me was Renee Montgomery in free agency. The first coach to say yes to me was Mike Peterson. The first athletic trainer to say yes to me was Jessica Cohn. Like, those people, I can't explain how that touches you when people say they want to work for you, And so it's learning to manage people as a head coach, because that's not something you do as an assistant coach. You don't meet with the press. You don't have press conferences. You don't worry about COVID protocol. You show up. You work with them. You're a huge part of a team's success. But being the head coach in the WNBA taught me how to work with people.